We may be live. No, it still says please stand by.
We may be.
I may not be able to actually.
To actually what? Do it?
No, not till 14 minutes, 25 seconds. Yeah.
I'm like, that sucks. I'm out.
Did you ever play card? What was that game we played? It's called Card Captor. No, not Card Captor. It was Card Combat.
Yeah.
What was I saying the other day?
Yeah, you like that. I think you were the one who told me about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Backup stream. Please use a keyframe frequency of 2 seconds or less. Keyframes are not being sent often enough. This will cause buffering.
Where are you reading that?
Stream status is bad.
Oh, that's really, you got really good eyesight, man. I'm just gonna spend my time going over it. It's not cool.
Oh, we are live. Okay. All right, tap the mic and see if people can hear the mic being tapped.
Do that to the microphone.
Okay, well, no, it's okay to tap it a little.
No, it's not.
He
Why?
told me to do it.
Because it breaks the microphone.
Not if you tap it gently.
No.
All right, I see someone to
You do
comment.
this. That's how you test the microphone.
Okay, thanks. Okay, well, either way,
Testing.
we are definitely buffering behind schedule here. I would say we're probably a minute behind, just so everybody understands that.
I'm from the future!
No, you're from the past.
I'm from the different time! This is weird, yeah. Okay, so that's live.
So we're live. I just want to make sure as soon as we can get verification from some people that they hear us fine, then we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the questions. There's a link in the description where you can see the questions. Can you slide the microphone down so it hits all of us equally and not just mostly Sam?
How's that?
Better do a mic check before you start. Well, we'll get to the mic check eventually. So people are going to like this. All right. Well, anyway, if you've never seen this show before, while we're waiting, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Z Garcia, guys. Hey.
And I'm Sam Healey.
And we're starting early because of one person. We don't want to point them out, but it's not me. Tell them why.
That's why. The Bears are playing on TV and I'm missing it. Just for you.
All right. So they can hear us fine, and someone is banging the mic over and over again. We need to talk louder. Mike needs to be closer to us. I don't think we can. Okay, no!
That's about as close as I was watching.
All right,
Come
all right.
on, man. Give me some credit.
It says lose the cap. We can't see your eyes. You don't want to see his eyes. All right.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through these questions. We're going to answer these top 8 questions first, and then we'll go through some other questions. Are you guys ready? Question and answer time. There's going to be people who are going to be mad because they're
Don't
going
you
to
want
say...
to wait, though? Don't you want to, just do a little blowing off steam and hanging out and seeing what's up and making sure all our bases are covered before we get to it? We do have 10 minutes, technically, before we're supposed to be on.
That's true.
Someone's going to get upset with you.
But I would like to reward people who are early.
That's
Okay, fine.
mean.
Give a good game that you've played in the last week.
I played, I finally got to play the Rise of Augustus, and that's a really cool game. I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I've only played it once, and I've only played 2-player. I actually played with my mother, who was not a gamer, and she liked it. I think the comparison to bingo, right, is apt, and that's cool, and she got that. But man, I really dug it. I thought it was a really neat game. I was afraid at first because I kept hearing the bingo thing. It's glorified bingo. I'm like, ooh, bingo. There's nothing to do in bingo, but I liked it. It's a keeper for me. I dug it.
I actually played a couple games on Tuesday that I thought were really cool. Francis Drake is one of them. Euro game that is you're
By the way,
kind
they're
of.
saying every time we touch the table, they can really hear it.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
Okay, my bad. Anyway, Sir Francis Drake, really cool game, Euro game. We just got through doing a review of it, so look out for that here coming up. And then another game that had been wanting to play but didn't get around to it was Forbidden Deserts. Really enjoyed that one. I thought it was different enough from Forbidden Island, although it still had the same kind of flavor, but warranted another purchase.
By the way, some guy said that the Bears just scored. So.
Woo! Let's see. What did I? Another game I played besides Francis Drake is one by the same designer called Triassic Terror. It's a game in which you are trying to control different areas with dinosaurs. It's basically an area control game, and each turn you pick different selections of dinosaurs, and they let you do things. But it's a really mean area control game because you can send T-Rexes and Raptors and destroy other people's and pterodactyl and kill their stuff and grow your own. And it's really, really mean, but I liked it.
So it was good?
Yeah, it was really fun.
That game,
Is that what you were playing with the board game club?
Yeah.
I keep seeing that game on the shelf, and it just looks so bad. Every time I see it on the shelf, I'm like, man, this looks really bad. I don't know what it is, but
I understand why. When I first saw it, I was like, I don't know, because dinosaurs are cool, but because they're cool, people will slap that cool thing on a.
I guess it just looks bad.
Well, when the game's set up, it looks really good. The board looks really well.
It did look pretty good.
So, what is Z drinking?
I'm drinking a Mountain Dew.
Voltage.
I'm drinking Diet Right Pure Zero Red Raspberry.
And I'm drinking Big Red from Texas.
That's right. We're not advertising Coke here.
Mountain Dew. It's delicious. Yeah.
All right.
What else we got?
Let's
Pick
see.
one of the bad
How do
questions.
you teach werewolf to a group of players who've never played anything beyond Monopoly? Oh, I got a whole spiel for this, really. It's not that hard because people, if they've never played Monopoly before you sit through, the very first thing I do is I speak for about 30 seconds on how stupid it is to cheat. Because you would be surprised how
You
even...
play with kids, though.
Yeah, but I've done it even with adults. No, I'm saying with adults who've never played werewolf before.
Okay, right.
Yeah, you would think. And not even cheat, but I also impress upon the fact that you need to remember whether you're a werewolf or not. And if you're not sure, just shut up. Don't say, what does my card mean halfway through? There's always, whenever I teach a new group of people, there's always somebody who's like, oh, I forget what my card does. And I'll say, look, we added the werewolves, the villagers, and the seer. And obviously you're the seer, because they're all, so I always explain very carefully, this is what the seer does, and there's always someone like, what? So,
I would say, if you're going to teach werewolf to a group of people who have only played Monopoly, I would say put werewolf away and just play Resistance.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think Monopoly. I
don't like werewolf. That's the only reason I said.
But I think werewolf is easier to teach.
That could be.
Resistance is really easy to teach if you've played werewolf.
If you've played werewolf,
Yeah, but if you haven't played either thing or anything besides,
I would just much rather play.
woo,
Resistance.
200 watchers.
All right. I know when I teach it werewolves, I always start with the theme. I sell the theme right off the bat, and I still use the whole Miners Hollow theme just because I like that name. So I say, okay, Middle Ages, you're in a little village, Miners Hollow. I mean, I make it sound better than this, but I just make sure that people understand the theme going into it, and once they get into that, we're off and running. And I usually play with high school kids also, so.
Yeah, well, no, high school kids, when I play with high school kids, and this is a tip for those of you who do, or even middle school or whatever, any age kids at all, even when they're dead, I make them put their heads down. because they will sit there and they cannot control the rage on their face when they realize the person they were whispering to the whole game is really a werewolf. They will sit there and go, I'm not talking, and point to the person. It happens every time, so I make them put their heads down.
Yeah.
What do you just keep looking at stuff on the internet?
I want to follow the stream also, so I don't have to keep looking over here. I can't see.
Yeah,
it.
I can't even see it over there.
Oh, I'm just reading you the questions. Okay, here we go. Let's see.
There's one for us.
Did you ever get upset over a board game or a treacherous move in a board game? Have you ever gotten upset?
Have I? Oh my word. That should go without saying.
Top 10 times
Have you
Sam has
ever-
got upset in a game.
We should ask him, has he ever not been upset playing a game?
Yes.
But rarely.
Alright.
Have I? I don't think so.
Really? You've never got upset in a game ever?
I don't think so.
You almost got upset in that game of...
Yes, okay, that's the closest I've ever come is we played that game of Fauna. It's a trivia game about animals, and we were playing with two people, well, one person and someone else joined in, where every time we made a choice, Tom and I made a choice on the board of, this animal, where was it born? Where does it live? Oh, okay, I think somewhere over in this part of Africa over here. Every time we'd make a choice, they'd go and do that little, condescending, we're so much smarter than you thing. And after a while, that got really annoying.
But the thing is, the main guy doing it is one of the nicest players in our group.
Oh, yeah. No,
He's just really super nice. It was just funny. No, but you've never got mad over how about an annoying player? You've never played a game where someone was just a jerk?
Okay, I have another one. They're rare, man.
It's starting to come
No,
out.
they
It's
are
starting
really
to come
rare.
out.
I almost never get upset in a game. But here's the other one. I played the first time, or the first time actually. I played Fury of Dracula. I showed up. They were about to get started. I jumped in, and almost right away there was a guy that I could tell was going to be the alpha gamer galore. I mean, this guy was clearly guerrilla, you're going to do what I say you do. And it got annoying extremely quickly, and I kind of, my don't mess with me thing came out, and as soon as the first time he did it towards me, I was like, I can play my own game, thanks. I checked him right away, and then he was like, whoa, he got a reality check really quick, and it got better after that. But if I hadn't stopped him, that would have been an extremely bad experience.
That's funny.
Similarly, but not nearly on that kind of level, in Pandemic on Tuesday, we have a guy in our gaming group, and I'm just going to say his name because he doesn't care, Jason. And they're playing Pandemic, and Jason's like, you have to do this, you have to do this. And I said, he can do that the whole game. He's going to tell everybody what to do. And so then he decided that because everyone laughed at him about it, he decided that since everybody said that, he was going to sit there and not give any advice at all.
Right.
We'd be like, what should we do? Like, you don't want my information. You don't want my help.
I had to nurture him along.
So it was basically throwing a tantrum.
It's
yeah, but I'll tell you
it's
this.
okay, Jason. We value your opinion.
That lasted about 2 minutes.
Right, and then
Because
he started right back
He
in.
couldn't control himself. All right, we're close enough to the start time, and so we're going to start. This is the official beginning. Welcome to the Dice Hour.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm Tom Vasel,
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Sam Healey.
and this is a complete, just off-the-wall question-answer time. Sam and or Z may have to leave early, and
It's just me.
well, it could be anybody.
So
It's
if
me.
you have anything bad to say about Sam, say
Just
it.
wait.
Just for a little bit until he's
I'll
gone.
hear about it later.
There is a link in the description of the video in which we will be answering questions from that one first because you can vote them up or down. So we're going to jump and answer the top questions there, and then I'll delete them as soon as they're done being answered and get rid of those so that we can go on to other things. So first of all, the first question is this, gentlemen. If you had to put yourself into one of the gaming stereotypes, which one would you each fall into? Like rules lawyer, slow player, alpha gamer, component dropper, etc. Oh, okay. The last one's not a thing. But like in a game, what kind of stereotype would you be?
I think the one I am, and I don't know them all off the top of my head, obviously, but I think the one that I've definitely heard you mention is the guy who will bring up songs in the middle of gaming and start singing for no reason. And
Did you
just
notice I
take-
picked one that wasn't that annoying? He's like, oh yeah, I did this song. And that's it.
no, I don't think it's annoying.
Well, I know you don't think it's annoying. No one thinks that annoying.
I don't think I do it enough to be annoying, but I can't think of another thing. I do know I do that. Every now and then I'll make a move and sing a little jingle or something.
Okay. For me, if we're gonna exclude bad rules mismajor rules in the rule book.
Misinterpretation of rules.
Halfway
That is
through the
Tom.
game. Oh!
Ah!
Okay, but if we skip that, then for me the main thing would be the facilitator, where I move all the pieces around. I say this, and move everything around, which I know can be annoying sometimes if I move stuff and people don't want me to move it. They're like, well, it just happened. Well, I gave you the 6 hours you were supposed to get. All right, Sam, yours.
I would have to be the component dropper.
What is that? I'm so confused. What is that?
Well, for example, I mean, I think when we were playing,
He means component thrower.
no,
No, he said dropper.
I'm not a component thrower. I have thrown components in anger once, but I'm a component dropper. I like to, I don't know, I just fidget. Yeah, shocker, right? I'm always, I'm the Zamboni guy, that type of thing. So I like to, I fidget. Maybe it's a nervous twitch, I don't know. But I fidget, so whenever I have like cubes or dice or something like that in my hand and we're playing a game, they'll inadvertently slip out of my hand from time to time, and I'm always asking people to pick stuff up for me. So
Oh, okay. Yes. Sam drops more pieces on the floor than anyone
Yeah, I
I
do.
know. Okay.
sorry.
All right. Next question is, do we have a guilty pleasure game? A game that we know is bad, but we love it anyway.
You guys take this one first because I got to think. Oh,
Okay. Well, I'll jump in. I think for me, the easiest choice would be Killer Bunnies. Because I know it's not that good of a game, but I just think it's hilarious. I think it's fun. I think I love seeing the Killer Bunnies move around and shoot each other. And people complain about the end of the game where it's kind of a lottery, but I don't care. That's odds. Play the odds, man. So for me, Killer Bunnies.
I don't really think I have a bad game I play on purpose. Unless I'm playing with people who want to play that game. But one I've done that with lately quite a bit is a game called Trophy Buck that it's like a re-themed zombie dice, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, and so I've been playing that a lot. It's you find it at Walmart for $10 or something like that. It's cool. It's a little dice rolling game, push your luck, and it's neat, and it gets a lot of table time because non-gamers eat it up. It's cool.
All right.
I can't think of any games that I think are bad that I play on a regular basis. I can't. Touchdown, baby! Yeah. Sorry. I can't think of a game that I play on a regular, consistent basis where I think it's bad and I would rather not play it, but I do anyway. If I don't like a game, I don't play it, usually. Maybe Star Wars Risk. I play that with my boys a lot. Well, not a lot. Every once in a while. And I guess that's the only... I'd rather not play Star Wars Risk. I'd rather play something else.
That's it.
I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, next question. Thoughts on Mirms?
On what?
Mirmies. Mermies. I don't know how to
Mermies.
pronounce it.
Oh, I haven't played it.
I haven't either.
Okay.
Sorry.
Will we ever do a live play between the three of us? Yes, that's in the goals, but there's a couple things. For obviously, some people are saying Zoom with the camera. It's a webcam.
Actually, you know what?
We could pick up your monitor and move it further.
Shit.
I don't want to move it any further
Right.
than it is.
Actually, I'm worried about there being a delay between sound and video, so I'm going to do a little quick test here where I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and see if those sync up. I just want people to tell me if that actually, my fingers went up at the same time I spoke there.
Okay, but anyway, it's obviously a work in process. I like to be able to use a camera, maybe even have 2 cameras on at the same time, but who knows? Well, one thing at a time. Here's a question for you two. What's the best thing about being in a game group with Tom, and what's the worst thing about being in a game group with Tom?
Okay, stop. No, I got this. The
Wow.
worst thing.
Wow.
Oh, wait,
the
no,
worst-
best was the first question.
No, I'm hitting the tail end first. The worst thing about being in you play new games all the time. You don't have any opportunity usually
That was not mine.
to go back and play stuff that you enjoyed. So are you okay over there?
I made him laugh. He's choking.
So you can play a game and you're like, wow, enjoy this game, and you won't see that game for another year because he's always got this queue of stuff that he has to go through And he uses us as, and that's fine. I mean, really, it's kind of one of those what first world problems that became popular.
Yes, that's
I
what
mean,
that is.
We're always having to play new games. It's so horrible, but that really does get frustrating sometimes because you just want to go play a game that you know how to play, that you enjoy.
Okay, but you can play games with other people in the group.
I understand that, but I'm kind of torn because I want to play that new game because it looks cool.
Oh, so it's like a temptation.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing.
Wait, is this worst or best?
This is bad. The worst thing is you play bad games all the time.
Yeah. The new
You
ones
said
that come
new
out.
games. I'm saying bad games.
Yeah.
But here's the good thing: you do get to play a lot of games extremely early,
Right.
like way before anybody else will get
Yeah.
to play them. So that's cool.
And you can actually get some of those games.
And I get some of those
Both
games.
of you.
Yeah.
Keep
That's
it.
that would be the best thing about it because
Yes.
we get the swag after.
And it's really, I mean, the playing
Yeah.
bad games thing is really not a bother
Right.
for me. But yeah, you do tend to play a lot of bad stuff just because we.
I don't mind bad
Yeah.
stuff, honestly, with our group because we're having a fun time playing it. But every once in a while, there's a bad game that's long and drawn out, and it's just not that fun. Like, for example, remember we played, not you weren't in it, but we played New Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we normally have fun playing a bad game together, that one, it was the game's badness overcame the fun we might have had at its expense.
It's too bad.
Also, it's really bad when you're playing a bad game and one or two people in the game think it's good. Because you want to be like trashing it, but you don't want to ruin their enjoyment of
Right,
it.
Yeah.
right. Sure.
Okay, speaking of good games, is there a game which you love but you never win a single game?
Yeah, plenty.
No, like you've never won.
I
Yeah,
don't-
Robinson Crusoe, I've never won.
Okay, let's say cooperative games out of the list. Okay, like a
Solo win
competitive
games.
game, a competitive win game that you never win.
I don't think I've ever won Twilight Imperium 3, and I love playing.
Really?
That. I don't think I ever have. I've whooped the guy next to me, but I've
Maybe it's physically,
and
by the
enjoyed
way.
every minute of
He
it.
meant physically.
But I don't think I've ever won a game.
Yeah,
I've come really close, but I've never actually won.
I don't know. Probably tons. I mean,
Let's see.
I really do not keep track of games I've won and not won.
No,
I'm sure
but I
there's
mean,
a lot of
I'm
games
trying to think of
I've
a
not
game that
won.
I've never won. Because, like, I was going to say Summoner Wars, but I do win that occasionally.
I win that all the time. My kids can't beat me.
Man, I don't know. There's lots of games I'm sure I.
Man, a game that I've never won. I do win every once in a while. So mostly, I don't know. That's a good question. So we did a horrible answer. Okay.
For me, it's a lot of games.
What 3 games, one from each of you, would you take if you were attending a gaming group for the first time? Does that mean... I'm not really sure I understand that.
That you don't know anybody, or
That I don't know anybody? I take nothing personal and be like, I don't know who designed this, but it might be good.
Double blind testing. It's a little late for that even.
Yeah, okay.
I would take Pandemic.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd take Cosmic Encounter. Just always works.
We're supposed to be doing 3 games, y'all.
No, that's
I
mine.
do one
Oh,
on one.
One
three,
each.
1-1-1. Gotcha.
Somebody says question page keeps
I would
saying
take
fail.
Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah, I would take
Oh, man,
Jamaica.
that's awesome.
That's a good racing game, and it has a cool, kind of hokey, piratey theme attached to it. And doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah, I love it.
So it's Jamaica would be mine.
Alright, collectors play many games. Some groups never play a game more than once or twice. Does this reflect the game design? How many times do you think you should play a game before moving on?
Oh, here we go. Is this the same kind of question that we've already run into?
Assuming
before?
you like it?
Before moving on, I don't know what that
Assuming
means.
you like it? Oh, I see what they're saying. Some collectors play many games. Some groups never play a game more than once or twice. That's totally subjective there. There's just yesterday I pulled out Summoner Wars. I played it. I don't need to play it anymore. I played it plenty, but I like it, so I pulled it out. I'm gonna be playing Battlegrounds Fantasy Warfare probably in the future, because I just like it. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that moving on thing throws me off. I think if you like a game, you'll play it as much as that opportunity presents
I mean,
itself.
is it coming
I guess.
from like a price point perspective to where, okay, I've got my money out of that game, I don't have to worry about playing it anymore? Is that what they're going for?
That might
I
be
guess.
it. That might be it. And what I try to do is, and I try not to do this because I try not to concern myself with it, but I actually do the thing where if it costs as much as like a movie, so about $10 an hour, I'm okay with
All right.
per play. If not per player, just for me though.
We are going to stop this question site thing, and we're just going to go from YouTube questions now. All right. So the
It's
question
not
that
working?
seems to be not working.
All right.
So who knows? Who cares? All right. So let's just ask the questions here. So did we break the question site? Yes. Why do you hate Phase 10 so much?
Uh-oh.
Now listen.
Watch out.
Phase 10
Watch out.
is a terrible game because it's really slow, methodically boring, and you can be in Phase 3 when someone else is in Phase 8. And I've played the game before where I've been in Phase 4 and someone else won, and there's nothing you can do. There's like no catch-up at all. You're just sitting there waiting and waiting to accomplish your phase. It's all luck. It's Dutch Blitz, slow style. So boring. So
it's-
boring.
So like innovation, basically.
That was a
It's gonna
dig.
whop you upside
That
the
was a
head.
dig.
Looking for it. No, innovation's fun.
Let me do this. Somebody tell me when it's halftime for the Bears game, please. And that's when I'm going to duck out. Okay. I'll
Somebody's about to
what?
say-
It's in the fourth quarter.
No, it's not. It started at 8:30. It's
All right.
fourth quarter.
All right. So, other questions. Do you prefer Star Wars X-Wing or Star Trek Attack Wing? Actually, I think I'm the only person amongst us who's played the Star Trek one.
I haven't played either.
I have no desire to play the Star Trek Attack Wing.
Okay. That's a really tough call. I'd play either one. The Star Wars one is a lot of fun. The Star Trek one has a lot of cool, neat new ships. I mean, you'll be able to play Star Trek with eventually with 10 ships that are all different and cool.
Yeah.
While Star Wars, you'll be bringing in a squadron of X-Wings. So depending on which one
Which
you like.
is awesome.
All right.
Do you want to move on to these, or
Yep,
you're doing this now?
I got them. All right, next one is, have you ever played Game of Thrones, the board game, and what did you think? Have you played Game of Thrones board game?
Haven't played.
I have played it. It's been a very long time since I have played it. But matter of fact, I think they're on their third expansion. They're on second edition now, aren't they? It's been a long time since I played it. I enjoyed it, but it's a little too close to diplomacy for me. So I enjoyed it the first time, but it's not a game that I would play all the time.
Okay.
Okay, so next question is, let's see. The thing about attending a convention, what would you recommend? They're from Australia, so that's be one or two that are close together in time and location.
Wow, close together.
Again, I think it depends what you want to go to a convention to do. If you want to be there to game, actually, I haven't. I'm not a big convention goer, so I'm clearly not the best person to ask. But I think the Dice Tower Con, and that's such a weird plug, but the Dice Tower Convention is the best convention I've been to play games. And if you're coming from Australia, that might double as a good vacation.
Yeah,
you
go
know
to
what I mean?
Disney World and Dice Tower Con.
Yeah. If
Now,
you
look.
want a game, if you want to go to new games releases and Spectacle and all that, then Gen Con or something like that. But to show up and meet some people and do some gaming and hang out, Dice Tower Convention is great for that.
I've been to Origins a couple times, and I've been to Dice Tower Con, and I've been to a couple of, when I was in high school, I've been to a couple of, little podunk conventions in town in Mobile, Alabama. So Origins is good. I think Origins, for my taste, because I don't like a lot of people in the same place, and Origins is kind of my limit as far as number of people that attend Origins. So I'm not a Gen Con person. Would I never go to Gen Con? No, but it wouldn't be one that I would attend all the time. Dice Tower is more my
You like the
My
playing
style.
games thing, right?
Yeah, I like to play games. I'm okay with walking through the merchant hall or whatever you want to call it a few times and buying what I have, but I don't really care much more than the one or two times. Now I just want to go play games and have a good time.
All right. Okay. You're addicted to the comments thing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Anyhow,
flexible.
just as a heads up, there is absolutely no way in the world we're going to be able to answer all the questions that are going by. So I'm just going to be picking them as I see them.
I got it.
Okay. Are there certain games that you will not play with each other?
Nothing personal? No. I'm kidding. No, I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't play diplomacy with you guys.
I wouldn't play diplomacy at all.
Yeah.
But I
That
mean, I
doesn't
agree.
count. That doesn't count. I wouldn't play diplomacy either. I don't care who's playing it.
Okay, but if that's the case, then why wouldn't I want to play with you guys a game? Okay, I don't play party games with Sam very often unless it's a last-ditch situation and there's nothing else around. And with Z, I don't say, "Hey Z, this is K-List 3. Let's play it."
Yeah, it's because the phone suddenly goes dead when you say that.
All right. People are asking us about the Firefly game. We have not played it yet. I'm hoping to play it this coming Saturday. Someone wanted to know what Z's job was.
I already said it.
Yeah,
on the
but that's the
comments,
thing that a lot of people always ask us.
Yeah, I'm an actor and I'm a teacher. I'm a stage actor and now I teach with that. So I'm a high school teacher for theater.
Okay,
Stalker.
this person wants to know where the $55 for a game goes to.
What's up?
It goes to not
A percentage of the game's cost, obviously.
question for him, basically.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, a percentage of the game cost obviously goes to the designer. A lot of the game's cost often goes to artists. Art is a very expensive part of the game. Then the actual cost of the game, the production of the game, whatever that might be. So, let's say you add a die to a game. A custom die can be 20 cents per game for the publisher. So if they put 10 dice in the game, that's $2 that they have to add to that game. The board, there's a deck of cards can be really expensive, especially if there's art on all those cards. Logistics, getting the game from the company to your house. They have to rent a warehouse usually. They have to get it to distributors. They have to spend for advertising. So all in all, you're really getting a good deal. I mean, honestly. I know games are expensive. They're luxuries. But when we're sitting around complaining about the luxuries that we have to buy, again, Sam said, first world problems. Let's see. Do you think another company will ever pick up the license for HeroScape? Never going to happen, likely, because cost of plastics is way too high. Do you think there's a board game that even a dysfunctional family could have a blast playing?
Cash and Guns.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm not saying
You can
that's-
point guns at each other without fear of danger.
Wow. Dysfunctional family.
But that might be encouraging poor behavior then.
Yeah, really.
I
That's
get
Dad, remember
Just-
when I shot you
Just
last
answering
night? Look,
the
I got a
question,
different
man.
gun.
Come on.
yeah, no. I can't. I'm for some reason not able to post on here now, man.
Okay. What?
It's your Apple product.
Sam, it's almost at the end of the first.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Alright. Okay, what's the last
What's the
thing you...
score?
Sam wants to know what the score of the game is. Okay. Why hasn't Suburbia been in more of your top 10 lists, especially for theme?
Did I play that yet? I don't think I
Is that not the
played
one with has the?
The tiles where you build your own city.
Well,
it. You don't like it?
okay. It
I
would not
really
be.
like
It would not be in my top 10 thematic games. It's just. I mean, I can see the theme, but component quality and aesthetics and all of that stuff just kind of got thrown out the window on that game.
Alright. Well, here's
I
a
mean,
good...
that's why it's not made any of my top
I
10.
love it. It just
I-
hasn't showed up.
And I haven't played.
What was the last thing you did? What was the last thing you did to pimp out a game or to trick out a game that other than buying an expansion? So not counting buying an expansion, what have you done lately to upgrade one of your games?
Nothing.
You never do?
Not lately.
I bagged the components. I don't trick out games.
Oh, Z's
Almost
living
never.
high in the hole
I
now.
think I've changed out dice sometimes for legibility issues. That's it. I don't
Do
really.
you ever add dice? Like, I'll sit there, like, if there's a die that everyone has to pass around, I'm like, wow, man, 5 more dice to this game.
Yeah.
The most recent thing I've done is I thought about buying the Kingsburg dice,
Those are really expensive, though.
and that's why I didn't.
Yeah.
But I thought about doing
I
it.
thought about buying those too.
Saw
They look
those.
really cool.
Yeah,
They
I
were
saw
really
those and
nice.
They were awesome, but no way.
The pandemic tokens.
Yeah,
I like those. You
thought
gotta admit
about
those are
doing
cool.
that. Thought about doing that. The little virus
All right, what do you think about
shapes.
this? What about when you played Twilight Imperium just a week or so ago?
Yeah.
Did you use the 3D stands for the fleets?
No.
You don't like those?
They're too.
They fall over too easy?
Yes, they fall over too easy, and if you by accident push something off, it tumbles.
Oh.
I think it was a good theory. It just doesn't play out well in practicality.
All right. All right, let's see here. Continuing on.
For some reason,
Can Z and Sam express their feelings about Agricola and interpretive dance?
No,
I can.
I don't dance.
I won't, but yes, I can.
I cannot,
All right.
and I will not.
I have been trained to do so. Sadly, you don't want to see it.
Okay. Do you think that me and my fiance are going to be in Florida next month? Can they come by our guys' game group? Yeah.
Yeah,
Always contact
Absolutely.
us if you're coming through. We're South Florida. If you're not going to be in South Florida, like if you're going to be Orlando, which is where a lot of people go, it's tough. But if you're
that's the way
anywhere
to do
in
If you're in
Fort
Miami.
Lauderdale or Miami or Homestead or the Keys, well, not Key West, but the other Keys, they're all pretty close to us. So
Mhm.
let us know.
Yep.
Dice Tower Convention 2014. We were just talking about it. That's what people want to know about it. It's up. You can look it on the website. At least the dates of it are DicetowerCon.com, which I think it was funny. I was showing it to some kids the other day, and they saw the word. It was some people who didn't go to conventions. They were adults.
It was a CC's.
Was it CC's?
Yeah, it was a CC's because I had my shirt on,
That's right.
and he was like, "What are you, a con? Like a convict?"
You didn't know con stood for convention.
I know, right?
It said Dice Tower Con.
It's like a prison. It's San Quentin and Dice Tower. The
But-
worst hell holes.
The best I can tell you about Dice Tower Convention is simply that if you like to play games in a family-friendly situation, that's exactly what it is. It's just a ton of people playing games. There's some small tournaments, and we do game shows at night and stuff, but it's just people playing games. There's not a lot of people who are extremely serious about playing games, I don't think. Yeah, what I mean is, you're not going to find a lot of jerks there. Or
Yeah.
people who are like, oh, I must win at all costs.
I was just thinking about that. I didn't meet anybody that I wouldn't have sat down and played a game with. Now you can't play a game with everybody that you meet
Right.
because that's just too many. But I didn't meet anybody that I wouldn't have played a game with.
Well, he didn't play with Z.
I did too. I played like 3
Yeah, we
games with
did.
Z.
We did. We played a bunch of stuff together.
All right.
We're scared of new people.
What other podcasts do you listen to? I don't think Sam listens to podcasts.
I don't make the time for it. I guess. I guess. I don't know. Listening. I guess the only podcast I actually keep track of is the top 10 stuff that we do, and I read all the comments, all of them.
He does read all the comments. Actually,
I think we all read.
I read every single comment in the video. I don't respond to them all because
Right.
it's completely impossible. But I read them all. For one thing, if you ever use foul language or you do personal attacks, I'll delete your comments on the YouTube thing. I don't care. But that takes a lot of work because you have to read them all for that to happen.
Mhm.
Or if you advertise your new product,
If it's one of those fake
click,
comments, also.
click this link.
Yeah.
I'm still confused how someone does it, where it will say, click this link, and I'll get it, and I'll go to delete it, and there's already like 16 likes. Are these people like flying around like a pack of scammers together?
guess. I think, what do I listen to? I just listen to, I try to keep up with the Dice Tower audio, and I listen to the Secret Cabal, yeah. I was thinking Snake in my head. Secret Cabal.
I pick different podcasts on the Dice Tower Network, and I'll listen to different ones at different times. Sometimes Secret Cabals, different ones, so that I'm being fair and listening to them all. I don't listen to much more other than that. For video channels, every once in a while, when I'm absolutely bored and there's nothing else to watch on the entire internet, I'll watch it play. And I always say that because I know Rodney's watching this. Actually, no, Watch It Played is quite good. Quite good. Sometimes I'll watch part of the Will Wheaton show, the tabletop. Do you ever watch that?
No.
No.
I don't understand
I'm
why.
gonna just say no.
I don't understand why Will Wheaton's so popular. I mean, I understand that he had a semi cool character on Star Trek Next Generation, but
Well, okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's because he came out as like a nerd and like someone that nerds could rally around. Before being a
I can
nerd
see
was
that.
cool. When we were kids, being a nerd wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's ridiculously cool and it's kind of annoying. All right, are you excited about the retheming fantasy of Battlelore 2nd Edition?
I have the original, so I don't care. I think it's a good move on their part, you know, and I do think it looks great. And
I think it looks
it
awesome.
probably will enhance that game to have that theme. So I will say that. But I'm perfectly happy with my original one. It had just enough fantasy flavor in it to please me, because I'm not typically, I'm you know, that theme, for me, all the fantasy themes blend together for me. Like the theme in Descent is the same theme as in Battlelore, the new one is the same theme as in, all that stuff is the same to me.
see, my thing with Battlelore was I liked the historical aspect of it. I thought that they kind of shoehorned the fantasy monsters and all that kind of stuff into the game, and I could have done without it. With Memoir and Commanding Colors, it's a historical game, and they did so much with Commanding Colors and Memoir. Why didn't they do the same thing with Battlelore? I didn't understand it. It was a completely different time period, so I think that they had zounds of battles that they could have reproduced with that game system, but they just chose not to, and now they're kind of dropping the historical part and going total fantasy with it.
I mean, it did get reworked a little bit.
I'm
supposedly,
really pumped about that. I'm really hoping that. I mean, it just looks like a million times better, I thought. All right, here's one. What's your biggest purchase? Not one that Tom Vasel has given or brought to the table. Your biggest purchase regret. Okay, so it can't be something that I brought. Something that you bought, you thought was really cool, and you're sorry you ever bought it.
You go first. 'Cause
Wait, you know already?
Yeah, I know.
Then go ahead. I'm thinking.
Nothing personal.
No. I don't regret that, and yes, I did buy it. My biggest regret was the space. What is it called? Jeff Engelstein's game.
Space Oyster?
No.
Space Oyster Dice Store?
Space Cadets.
Space
Oh,
Cadets.
Space Cadets. I'm sorry, right.
Yeah, Space Cadets, the first one. It didn't work for me at all. That game was... What?
You might be watching.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry. It didn't work for me.
Okay.
I really wanted to like that game too. It's so cool. I don't know. I wanted to really get into it, but it didn't work. It's too long for me. The mini games and the fact that the game was that long, that didn't mesh for me. They needed to be either mini games for half an hour or more meat for the 2 it takes. That's it.
Power Grid.
You bought Power Grid?
I'm pretty sure I did.
I thought you already played it at that point, though.
I had, and it was hot. I really enjoyed it. Over time, though, it just fell off the end of the world. I don't know why. I got bored of playing it, and it got to where I think I gave it away to somebody. When I left California, I think I gave it to one of my friends there. I think that's what happened. Just never played it, and it was not really expensive, but it was pretty big.
Yeah, Power Grid is...
All right.
I like Power Grid, though.
You know, it's hard for me to think, about a game that I bought and I was really excited about. I mean, I can think of lots of small, like this past, I bought that new Cosmic Encounter game, the Borderlands one, and that was horrible.
Ooh.
Horrible. But that's not big enough, I think. I need something bigger. I'm not sure. Okay, what about this? What game, someone asked, do you dominate at? We asked about what game that you never win. What is a game that you feel very confident that you win often at? For me, it's easy. It's Cosmic Encounter. I win a lot in it. Usually by whining my way into victory.
Yeah.
But
Or lying.
What's
your
that
way.
game I said that I got a lot of hate for, which was a top 10 essential, and it's the puzzly one. What was that? Factory
Fun?
Factory Fun.
You win Factory Fun?
Yeah, I always win.
Whoa! Always. He said he always wins. So now he'll be going to
I
convention.
haven't played
And
yet.
these nerds are going to come up to you like, "Hey,
Sucker!
you said you'd never win.
Owned!
Here's $10."
I've played, I want to say, about I don't think I've lost. I've played maybe 20 times.
You're
or
really
so.
setting yourself up here, you know.
No, it's okay.
You've never lost?
I don't think I've lost.
Wow.
Yeah, that one. You?
Sam, you're not missing much of a game. It's 24-3.
No, that's a good game, man.
Well, I understand that. I'm just saying.
I'm missing a lot of Bears touchdowns is what I'm missing. Games that I don't
You can ask yourself that's not game
I don't
related
really
too.
dominate in a lot of games to where every time it comes to the table, I win.
Right.
You just said you beat your kids all the time at Summer Wars.
Yeah, but I don't count that, man. That's not. Yeah, I mean that's not the same. I'm thinking more gamer versus gamer type stuff. And I mean my kids are gamers, but
No, I know what you mean. I don't know. Okay.
What else we got?
All right. How did we guys first meet? Sam and I met in college. We were in the same hall
1995.
when Settlers came out. Coincidence?
I think
Yes.
not.
Okay. But anyhow, we were in the same hall, and I went down in his room. I think was like you were Ryan's roommate, right?
Yes.
That first, yeah.
You
So I
walked
met.
in and said, "It smells like nerd in here."
No, actually,
No,
when I
it
first
smells
met
like food service.
when I
in here.
first met
It's
Sam, I didn't think of him as a nerd. He didn't come across as a nerd at all. It wasn't until he started visiting my room and playing my computer that first summer,
Star Wars Dark Forces.
and I started charging people that played my computer.
Yeah.
I was such a jerk.
He actually we had to log time on his computer.
What?
And then pay him per minute or per hour.
The
or
reason
something
for
like
that is because A, the computer made me go broke,
Yeah.
and B, everyone in the hall was on. This was back when there wasn't very many computers. you know?
Sure, sure.
So anyhow,
Well, and we met when you moved here.
I emailed you before I came,
That's right. You emailed me and said, "Hey, how's the homestead?" And I said, "Yeah, it's
He said,
good."
"Don't come! Don't come!"
Don't even bother.
Run
No, I forgot what I
away.
said. I said you asked me about game groups and that sort of thing, so I answered you. And then I met you when you got here at the game through the game group. Met Sam that way.
Did you play that Zeppelin game from AEG?
Mad Zeppelin.
Mad
Yeah,
Zeppelin?
sure.
That was like one of the first games I brought, and I thought it would be really cool.
I bought that game blind too, and that's a regret.
I brought it game group. I'm like, hey guys, I'll always be bringing cool games like this. And then we played it, and I was like, oh. And then
Go
right
back
after
to Korea.
then we played that game, that deck building game, the one that got that major rules.
Yes. God, what is that called?
Oh, anyway.
Graxia.
Right, Heroes
Something
of Graxia.
Graxia. Yeah.
So my initial
Oh
impression,
yeah, I remember
We
that
got halfway through the game and we kept playing, going, "Man, this game is really clunky. There's just no flow to it." We kept going through it, pushing through, and halfway through, he pulls up the rule book and he just takes it up and goes, "Oh!" Does one of these, and we're like, "What? What? We're supposed to be drawing every turn." Or something like that. It was a major rule.
The deal is, they have never let me forget this.
Yes.
No.
We let him forget little.
It's not the only time it happens. It happens on a regular basis.
Yeah, I pick it up and they,
You do pick up games way faster than me. Every time I try to teach a game, I do a subpar job, and he takes the rule book from me and teaches it right. So I don't live that down very often either.
Alright, okay. What version of Settlers do you prefer?
The Catan Geography's Germany. I will not play any other version.
Just regular Settlers.
Regular with Seafarers or with the new expansion?
I always play regular with the Fisherman. That's it.
Actually, Sam, you might like the new one, but you won't play it, so okay. What are your secondary hobbies?
Oh.
Secondary hobby.
Or tertiary hobbies? I mean, I don't know. Maybe, well, okay, gaming is a big hobby for you.
Yeah.
What are your other hobbies, I guess would be a better word?
Sense thinking. I like reading. I enjoy video games.
Is reading a hobby?
Yeah, of course, it's a
Really?
hobby, Sam.
Oh.
I like. I think my
Reading's
main.
a hobby?
I think my main hobbies
Reading
are.
is an activity. It's not a hobby.
So is board gaming's an activity.
Okay.
Right, but it's
Wow.
something that you do with other people.
Well, that's like saying
Oh,
coin collecting's
man.
not a hobby.
Well,
Because no one else is
no,
involved.
you do it with other coin collectors. You can't sit down and read a
What?
book with other people.
Okay.
What about a book club?
You
Anyhow,
talk about
anyhow,
books. You
I
don't
also think
actually
reading's a
read
hobby.
books.
my other hobby is I like music. I like to listen to lots of different musics.
Yeah, me too.
And yes, I also like to read a lot. I like reading comic books essentially.
I don't do comics. I just read
But
novels.
I like sci-fi, science fiction a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the sword wielding barbarian. I read too. I just don't think it's a
I read too.
I read good.
All right.
Well, you're not gonna let me answer.
Go. What are your hobbies, Sam?
I don't really think that this is a
I'm gonna
hobby
give
per
this
se,
up.
but I like watching and collecting movies. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of a movie collector, but not really because I'll throw it away if I don't want it anymore. It's not like I hoard them.
Right.
I just
Yeah, I don't consider myself a collector of anything. Like
Right.
if I get a bad game and it's bad, I don't keep it because I want to collect that game. It's out.
yeah.
So I don't think I collect anything.
All right. How long have you been married? And do your wives have a favorite game? I have been married for 14 years. And my wife's favorite game is probably still Ticket to Ride, although I do know she likes Dixit a lot.
I am not married, but my girlfriend's favorite game. Hi, baby.
Is
My-
she watching?
Not right now, probably, but she will.
Oh.
Her favorite games, I should say, she likes Drive, that little card
Yeah,
game.
that's a good one.
She loves that game.
Crazy Chicken in some countries.
Right. Or that new rethemed Japanese,
Oh, that's right.
Asian theme.
I have it over there. I don't remember.
So that one, Drive, gets a lot of love. Pandemic gets some love. Forbidden Island actually
she
gets
has
love.
to like Pandemic. It's
Or
part
else, woman, you're out.
part of the contract.
No, Drive. Drive's the big one.
I have been married for 16 years, and my wife's favorite game, she doesn't really have a singular favorite game other than maybe Rummikub. Rummikub is one that's she trounces me on whenever we play it, and I have... Because she doesn't just trounce me, she like condescends. And she'll like peek and say,
It's
you
like therapy.
should really play that one next.
Well, that's a good thing.
And then
She's
I'm like,
therapy
I
for
come out
gamers.
and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And she's like, oh yeah, I could have been done like 5 turns ago, but I felt bad. So
Oh, that's
Wow.
great. That's
I
great.
won't. I usually don't play that game with her, but she does enjoy Memoir 44. We play that game probably more than
Wow.
together, more than others. She really enjoys the sushi game.
Wasabi?
Yeah, Wasabi. She enjoys that game a lot too. And Stone Age, she enjoys Stone Age a lot.
Those are
Ticket to Ride too, but
those are pretty
that's
needy.
kind of a...
needy games.
Here's a good question for Sam, because Sam does not like heat. Okay.
Oh, heat, as in temperature.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't like Miami heat either, so
I hate
just had to
Miami
make that.
Heat also. That's-
Okay. Anyhow, but people said this guy says his family's reluctant to go to the Dice Tower Con due to fear of the heat. What would we say to convince them to go?
There's so many different ways to beat the heat in Orlando that you don't really have to worry about it. I mean, if you go to the convention, you're going to be indoors. Air conditioning was spot on everywhere in the con, no problem. There were, I think, 3 different pools at the resort that we were at that you could go to all the time. SeaWorld has an attraction. You could go to Wet and Wild, which is right down International Drive. There's a lot of different ways to beat the heat in Orlando.
Yeah, but
it's-
even beyond all that, Florida is hot. I mean, there's no
Oh,
denying
yeah.
that. But in the summertime, the whole country is hot. You're hot
Nah,
everywhere.
this is a special kind of hot.
I don't think it's that bad.
You're the anomaly
All right.
because you can be fine when everybody else is like sweating. What in the world's going on? So don't listen to him. I grew up in Texas. I don't like the heat, but I can get used to it. And heat is something that you actually get used to, I think.
Well, yeah, I agree on that. I'm just saying there's some. But the biggest thing, if you're going to a convention, you're in air everywhere. There's air.
Yeah.
Everything in Florida is air conditioned. If a guy's a little shack somewhere, it's air conditioned. When the air conditioning unit breaks down here, they call people in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they should have sirens on the air
24
conditioning
hours
things.
service.
All right. Do you have suggestions for games to send soldiers? I know that there was a lot of this several years ago sending games, and I do know that when the soldiers got games, they really liked Memoir 44.
Mm-hmm.
Memoir 44 went over really well, and Summoner Wars would probably go over really well too. The soldiers, there's a lot of soldiers who play Magic the Gathering and Warhammer 44, and those kind of games simulate that.
Warhammer 40K.
40K.
Yeah,
Did I say 44?
40.
That's a Warhammer when it hit the
That's
beach.
Memoir. That's Memoir and Warhammer. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, where are we? What is the most destruction caused by a component drop?
That's a question for you.
Okay, there's been a couple things. One time a ship snapped off its base for some really trashy game I didn't care about. But recently, I dropped the B-Wings and the guns on the B-Wings broke. I know this is... And you know what? I don't even care.
Oh,
I would do it again.
Wow.
But, alright.
Oh.
Does it make anyone else uneasy to see drinks on that table? It's fine.
It's empty.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. All right. Let's see here. I need to get these comments back on here. All right. And again, I know some of these were I'm skipping and choosing, and it's not because I don't like you or your question. Just kind of just going with the flow here. What are the best party games to play with people that don't know much about games? Wouldn't you say almost any party game? I mean, that's what party games are good for.
Yeah, pick one that doesn't put too much emphasis on the scoring, I would say. Something like Telestrations and ignore the scoring. Something like that. Just don't... You're there to have fun. Someone who's not a gamer does not care about they won by 2 points over you. Ha ha ha. Ignore that. Find one that the scoring is superfluous.
All right. Why don't you like paper money? Now, I've made my opinions of paper money clear. I don't know what you guys think about paper money.
It's too easily damaged. I mean, it can rip and tear. It gets nasty looking after a while with all the people's fingers, oil getting onto it. They're coming out with this new stuff now. Well, I don't know if it's new, but they're coming out with new kinds of money where it's almost a plasticky kind of money that
Still flexible.
still flexible, still easy to handle, but it's not paper. It's a plastic material, and that's, if you're gonna have that kind of money in a game, that would be much better than just regular paper money. But if you can use some other kind of currency, that would be much better.
What kind of currency do you like?
Cardboard,
Chits.
well,
Better-
tokens. I think tokens are the best because it represents, it looks like money first of all, and it's easy to handle.
See, for me, the best replacement for paper money, because coins is a different. It's different to manage that. You know what I mean? But the best replacement for paper money is cards with printed money. It's the best. I mean, it does the exact same function as money, but it lasts. It's got durability. It works.
You don't think that tokens have better durability than
They
cards?
do, but what I'm saying
I think
is
poker chips beats them both out.
it's
Yeah, but
managing, like a game that includes paper money might include paper money because you have to hide it because of whatever. You can't do that with coins as easily. That's what I meant.
poker chips are heavy and they're expensive.
Yeah.
All right. What's the worst mistake that you've seen people make when trying to teach a game?
Read from the rule book.
Word for word.
We had a guy teach us, what was that?
Chaos in the Old
Chaos
World.
in the Old World, and read us the rule book.
Line for line.
I was
word
just like,
for word.
gritting my teeth, like, try to say, basically, can I have the rule book? I just need to check something.
It's like, come around.
Can't have it anymore!
Come around the campfire, kids. Uncle Remus gonna tell you a story.
But
And he
that's not
reads
the
whole
worst.
thing.
We just had a game taught to us poorly, I thought. If you jump around and try to give strategy tips out when you're teaching the rules, that really can throw things off.
Huh.
when you say, okay, and this is what you can do here, and you really should do it 4 times on the first turn.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Huh?
Jason.
And they keep giving. I'm not saying them in particular, but they keep giving.
That is strange.
They keep giving strategy tips out as they're teaching the game, and it kind of throws you off. They're like, well, you definitely want to do this.
I think the worst time I've been taught a game was this guy who taught me a game, and his teaching a game was not, here are your options. I sat down, he basically took a turn, the other guy took a turn, and then when it came to me, he said, you want to do this. And I'm like, oh, what am I doing in this game? This is what you want to do. So I went, all right, cool. So I did that. And again, they took a turn each, and it came back to me, and he said, now you want, man, you got to do this. This is what you want to do. You want to do this. I'm like, okay, well, what about, what's over here? No, you want to do this.
Yeah.
That was the worst
That's
ever.
Yeah, that's over the top. Now, I have taught games to where when it came around, like after we went through the rules, we started playing the game, and when it came around to this person's, I would say, okay, now look, here are your options. You could do this, and it would do this for you. You could do this, and you would do this for you. You could do this, and then you choose. I've done that before. But, yeah, where the guy's kind of almost strong-arming you. You should do this.
It's like playing for you. It's like, great,
Don't
man.
do that. You
Thanks
need to
for
do
having
this.
me here, you know?
Right.
All right. He says, you know what our favorite board games are. What's your favorite video game you're playing right now?
Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
4?
I'm not kidding. I have on my friends list, it's Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto 5, everybody's playing it, and then I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 4, baby. I'm old school like that. I'm behind a few years.
He's kicking it old school, y'all.
I haven't even played Skyrim yet.
What?
I'm ashamed. I'm
You got a
behind.
PS3?
I have an Xbox.
Oh.
I'm behind the curve by a lot, so.
I don't play many. Borderlands 2, I guess I played some of.
Borderlands 3.
All right. Well, it's not that okay. Let's see. What are good kids games that are enjoyable for adults? That's almost a top 10 list there, really.
Kids games that are enjoyable for adults.
Well, he gives an example here, and you're gonna bag on this one, but it's a la carte. That's the cooking game.
A la carte,
Yeah, a la carte.
I think Sorry Sliders is a great game that works for kids and for adults. I like the whole sliding aspect.
A bunch of Holla games, I
Almost
would say.
any dexterity game is usually good for like for example, Pitch Car. Pitch Car
was
is
good.
such an across the board thing.
I don't think it's a kid's game, though.
What do you do if one of your cards is bent?
Oh.
Besides pummel
You
the person who bent it.
You get angry at the person that did it.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Sorry, okay? Please
That's
forgive
fine,
me.
that's fine. Yeah, and I don't know, weep inside? I don't know. That bothers me, man, when a complaint
But
gets
is it?
bent.
But I mean, so what do? Do you call the company? Do you try to fix it? Do you put everything in sleeves? Oh, and speaking of that, that was another question someone wants to know. Do we sleeve or not sleeve?
To sleeve or not to sleeve? That is the question.
No, I'm serious. Do you sleeve?
Don't typically sleeve cards, no.
Have you sleeved anything?
Yes, if it's a really bad quality game, like the cards are extremely bad, that after like 2 plays it starts to show massive wear, then I'll sleeve the cards. So I don't have to buy another one in like 10 plays.
I don't. I've sleeved Summoner Wars. That's it.
Okay. I sleeve Summoner Wars too because you move the cards around a lot
You
in
touch
it.
them so much. Yeah,
I'm going to be sleeving my Battlegrounds Fantasy Warfare because you write on the cards with erasable marker and it comes off. But if you forget to take it off and leave it there for a week or 2, it doesn't come off anymore. So a sleeve would solve that problem. I also sleeve games where there's only a few cards, like Citadels, and those cards are passed around 200 times.
Yes.
Then I think those should be sleeved.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How do you deal with a cheater player?
Don't play with that person.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, seriously though, let's say
Hit
you're
the
playing with
road,
someone
Jack.
and
Don't you come back no more.
would you do that?
If they continue to cheat after many times of confronting them and saying, "Listen, you need to
So
stop."
it's many times you give them some chances.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got to give them some leeway. You've got to give them some.
God, I would be so thrown off if I was playing with a grown person,
Cheating in a game.
and then like we find out they are cheating. I would be baffled. I mean, I would be flabbergasted.
Well,
I wouldn't know what to say.
Let me tell you why I do it.
This is my flabbergasted face. No, I guess I would confront them. I would say, "Are you cheating? Really? Why? I don't know. I don't know what I would say. That blows my mind."
Yeah, but you know what? I've met people in my life who they
Who are
don't cheat.
idiots.
No, but they cheat, but they don't look at it as cheating. Like I met a guy one time, who might be watching the show, but anyway, I met a guy one time who he shuffled his deck. He took his deck and he would shuffle it by putting all the cards in piles of 4, and then he put those together, and then he put them in piles of 3, and then piles of 5, etc. And he counted them out very carefully. He had it figured out that gave the deck the perfect shuffle. So when he drew his handful of 7 cards, he had a mix of cards. And I said, but that's cheating. That's not random. You're kind of setting your deck up. But he couldn't understand that was the case.
Mm.
He didn't look at that as cheating.
Okay. That's an interesting corner case.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see.
GTA hipster. Wow. Yeah. I'm on top of it.
This guy wants to know, when having a gaming session, do you recommend boxer briefs, or commando?
Ew. That's
How about pants?
I was
Wear
gonna
some
say-
pants,
Wow.
man.
Pants. Have we
Brush
played?
your teeth. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Wow. Thanks for the public service announcement. What's the simplest game you know that you still enjoy?
simplest game you know that we still enjoy. Go for it.
Everything that quiet. Is Hive simple?
Memoir 44.
No, there's gotta be
That's
a
the
simpler
simplest game you enjoy?
That's the simplest game.
No,
I've
you're
ever
gonna say
played.
you like playing Lord of the Rings Risk. That's gotta be simpler than number 44.
No, I said Star Wars Risk, and I said it was a game that I don't necessarily enjoy playing, but I do anyway.
Lost
Maybe-
Cities. Lost Cities.
I would say.
Why does every single one of our sessions involve fake vomit?
I would say probably something like Zularetto the dice game. It's extremely simple, or Picamino, something in that style. A really, really light dice game. The fact that it's a dice game kind of makes it okay for me to like. I enjoy
Okay.
something that light.
Okay, I'll go even lighter. King of Tokyo.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh,
okay.
yeah, that's good. Good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
good,
King
good.
of Tokyo.
Sam and Z, do you dislike growing your hair out?
Yes.
It doesn't grow, man. This is. Yes, sure.
Okay, this is
I'm
what
really bald. This is not a choice.
this is what happened. This is what happened.
See, you've just offended Z.
A couple.
I'm weird.
A few, about almost 8 years ago now, 9 years ago, started getting a little patch right here, and it was not growing here. And I'd always said if I ever started getting a patch, I'd start shaving.
A little patch right here.
Yes.
What a poser.
A little, no, there was
See,
a
I
little
started.
patch. Started
there's
losing
a little
my hair.
patch right here, right all this, right, basically, that didn't stop growing, and it would grow the crown and a little tuft right here that made me look like some sort of creepy clown. And that's when I decided, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna shave my head because I don't want to look like a creepy clown while I'm in high school teaching children. So that would be.
Yes, it was just a little patch, but I always told if I ever felt like I was starting to lose hair, it was just going to come off. And so I was actually away from home on a trip, and I shaved my head, and I came back to where my wife was, and with a shaved head, and she was like, "Okay, that's good."
That works.
So I stayed with it.
All right, is there a TV show or movie you think has a theme that should be made into a board game?
Yes. I'm still working on it.
Oh, right, yeah, that's right. Okay, top secret stuff. Oh, man, I don't know.
For movies, I'm still waiting to see a good Star Wars board game. I'd love to see. I mean, there was a Star Wars Queen Gambit, that's good, but there's been no really good board game. I know everyone's on it. Oh, but what about the Battle for Hoth and all those old games? They're okay.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good Star Wars card games and miniatures games.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no good... Okay, but that's probably not what you're looking for.
I think there's a lot of cool sci-fi movies that would make really neat games.
Matrix, the board game.
Yeah, maybe. Something like, I don't know, Pacific Rim's like an obvious choice.
Oh, yeah!
You know, that would be
good
cool.
choice. Good choice. Pacific Rim. But wouldn't that be a miniatures game though?
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, it would incorporate miniatures. Would have to.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, you're
It would
probably
have to.
right. All right.
That'd be cool. It's cool. Or you could go to like fight, or you could go build the wall, or you could go like, you know what I mean. There could be different areas. It's like worker placement almost.
Right.
I'll be working on that shortly.
Okay,
I'm excited, man.
tell us a joke.
Okay. So a bear and a rabbit.
Family friendly.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Bear and a rabbit are going number 2 in the woods. Bear turns to the rabbit and says, "Excuse me, do you have problems with poop sticking to your fur?" And the rabbit says, "No, of course not." So the bear wiped its butt with the rabbit.
Wow. Yeah, no, man. Alright. I don't think I have any family-friendly jokes I can tell you, so...
Wow, mine are all too long. All right, I don't want to take up these guys' time. All right,
Fur.
this guy says they want to start a lifeboats league, his gaming club. Is that a wise choice for a league? Could you imagine
A league?
by the time it's over, the people have like beaten each other to a pulp?
Everybody hates everybody.
One
for
game
sure.
of lifeboats is brutal. To play multiple games of lifeboats where the winner really mattered. You know, I mean, it's not like, oh, you want lifeboats, ah, ha, ha, ha.
Wow.
No, it's like, oh my, I just went up on a leader
I
chart.
know. Oh. Yeah, well, that means
They
something.
do that with Robo Rally.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Robo Rally's
Robo
not
Rally's
like,
not like
you
just
don't
as
go
bad, though.
in Robo Rally. Half the time when you push someone's robot, it happens by mistake. You don't go, you know what? I'm throwing you in the
Exactly.
water because I want to win.
So a person got above you on the leaderboards by mistake. That's what I'm
So you're
talking
saying that's
about.
worse?
I would hate that, man.
All right. Do you think the cost of gaming is becoming prohibitive to people wanting to get in the hobby?
Yes.
You think so?
Man, it's like, to get a good game, it's like $70.
Okay, but what hobby? I mean, we're talking about people though who are paying $300-$400 for a gaming system, and then paying $50-$60 for a game. I'm not seeing
Okay.
that.
Okay, there are people out there that do that, but there are also places called GameStop to where you can buy used games for half, if not less than,
Yes,
more than
but
half.
somebody had to buy those first, and you can say the same thing with board games.
Understandably so,
You
and
can buy used
and
board
I
games.
appreciate them forking out that cash so that I could pay half price. I don't know.
It definitely keeps creeping up, and that's a problem. I remember the first time I saw Agricola for $70. That was the first one that was sort
Yeah.
of, for me, it was like, whoa, why is this $70?
I mean,
What comes in this box all of a sudden?
I mean, I paid to go back to the gaming system. I paid $300 for my PS3, and yeah, for the couple of games that I bought for my kids that year for Christmas, I paid full price for them, and it was like $40 each. But I don't use the PS3 just for those games. I use it for Hulu. I use it for Netflix. I use it for Amazon. I use it for the
You
games. I
pay
use it
for
for
all
the
of those,
I use it for the Blu-ray disc player in it. So there's multiple things that I use that for. It's not just you come in and you pay $75, $80, sometimes $100 for one game, and that's all you can do with that game is
I do a
play
lot of
that
things
game.
with my games.
Yeah, but you know, no.
I play with other people. I play
I
alone. I set
understand
it up.
that.
I
I
put it
understand
away
that.
again. I sometimes take pictures of it.
But they're
And
just
it has a physical value that lasts a long time. Something computer games do not have.
That's the only redeeming quality is it actually holds value.
only some of them hold value.
Okay, that's
Not all
fine.
of them.
But again,
You can't go back and get your money out of the game. Usually, a year or two down the road, you're going to sell it for half the price that you bought it for.
so wait a minute. You're saying board games is not a cost-effective hobby? I think it is.
It's getting very close to not being.
I think the biggest thing is, if board games are expensive, don't buy a lot of them.
Well,
no
yeah,
one's making
can-
you do this.
What was that?
He
The-
pointed.
Oh.
the wall of
Do
games.
this.
He
yeah.
pointed at his stash.
I mean, no one. I mean, and that's what I mean. Everyone's like, "Oh, I got my 68s." No, watch the reviews. Learn about games
Yeah.
before you get them.
Make judicious purchases. That's the only way you can
What?
you can.
Blame Tom if you
Battle.
don't have.
Sam, I think we're really close to halftime with the Bears game.
Yeah, I told my wife 5 minutes, so, and that was almost 5 minutes ago. Actually, it was probably more than that, but I'm going to 10 and I'll be done.
All right. So, let's see. Oh, there's a second edition of Exodus Proxima Centauri coming out with much better components.
That's good.
Somebody liked your joke, by the way. 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
Some people.
It wasn't originally mine.
All right. If the Bears were a board game, what would that board game be?
We're getting into the existential questions
this is
now.
section of the show.
That's hilarious.
If the Bears were a board game, what board game would they be?
Battle Ball? I don't know.
Blood Bowl. You talk about like the '85 Bears. It's the last time they won a Super Bowl, but yeah, Monsters of the Midway, Blood Bowl.
And there would be Agricola where you never win and everything scores against you.
No.
They would be Agricola.
Oh, do students in your classes ever bring up the dice tower?
No.
Oh, good. Nice.
Okay. So
And yeah, for me, no.
retract your last thought, everybody.
All right. Okay. Anyhow, can I send my game prototype to you guys?
He will say no.
Yeah, no.
Probably not.
And I'm not, which is partly, I mean, and that's mostly because the same reason I'm not here a lot is just the time. I don't have the time.
Yeah. I
Which is
mean,
why I don't do more.
There are people out there who
Reviews,
play your
whatever.
prototypes. We actually charge money for that now, not because we're trying to be greedy dirtbags, but because it's just there's so many of them. We would literally have a prototype to play every day of the year.
piles and piles. This times like 4.
And I don't care how good your prototype is. Playing a prototype is not as fun as playing the finished game. It
No.
just never is. The game is not usually 100% polished. It doesn't have cool components. We're like moving papers around. What does this mean? You know, it's harder to figure out the rules.
Right.
And that's fine. That comes with the process of playing a prototype. But that's why we don't play tons of them.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Do you think kaiju is the new zombie? Not yet.
I would love if that became true.
Really? You would like if there was 20 games about monsters coming out a year?
Yeah, that'd be okay. I don't have to. I mean, again, people are freaking out because, oh, look at all these zombie games. You don't have to play all these zombie games. There's a bunch of bad ones that you should actively avoid. But if there are a bunch of monster games, yeah, that's a cool theme. I'm in. I'll play the good ones.
Yeah, I think there's enough of a difference between. Well, I don't know. Some people, I guess, would say that a zombie is a kind of monster. So.
No,
I
mean,
guess
it's
there's
not
a little bit of
massive
Yeah, I know, I understand that, but I guess there's a little bit of bleeding there between monsters and zombies. A zombie is kind of a monster, but if you go with a kaiju with the big huge monsters, I don't think that's. I mean, is it going to become popular like the zombie theme is? Maybe, but
I think it's
I
hard.
don't think it's the same.
I don't think it's going to be as popular as zombies. There's a lot more zombie exposure than.
I wish it was, though, because then I could watch 7 or 8 movies about that instead of another zombie. Let's do a zombie comedy. Let's do a zombie romance. Let's do zombie this.
They do have all those.
I want to see a kaiju romance where giant monster falls in love with.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what. Well, you just ruined that forever.
Never mind.
Wow. What Simpsons characters do you most relate to, or would best represent you?
Unfortunately, Homer.
You think so? I was going to say for Sam it would be Nelson.
Who's Nelson?
Is that the? Oh, no,
yeah,
That's you!
Yeah, alright, yeah, I'll
Oh,
take
that's
that.
hilarious. I
That's
don't
fun.
know.
I do that a lot, actually.
Oh,
So, yeah, okay.
man.
I'll take Nelson over Homer, yes.
I think Lisa, maybe?
Lisa.
Yeah, she's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not Bart, because Bart is like mean, you know what I mean? Bart can be mean. And Homer is just a goof. I mean, I don't know, maybe Homer, but definitely
No,
not
yeah.
Marge, because she's a worrisome, like, she's always like, you know, she's got that worry.
You're Maggie.
I don't know, Maggie,
I
sure,
can't-
Maggie.
Some of these questions, I'm sorry I've asked them.
This is so bizarre.
Okay.
Getting weird. Half time,
I've
apparently.
got to go, yeah.
Okay, well, this one says, have you ever done a paid preview of a game and had to lie about liking it? I never lie about anything in my reviews or even previews. If I don't like a paid preview, I won't say, I'll just say this is what I liked about the game, and I'll talk about the game, but I won't ever, I'm very careful never to say, I liked this game. Of course, now people will try to read that in all my previews.
Yeah.
Which is a fair thing to do, I guess, but
I mean, your job when it comes to those is to go, here's what the game is, judge for yourselves if you think you'll like this.
Right, but it's not the same as an infomercial where I'm like, get this today!
No.
In the next 30 seconds!
Right.
It will save your life.
Now, if you did feel that way about a paid preview, would you?
I mean, if I really like the game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then I say it. Of course.
Okay.
I make a big, like for example, we just did the one.
So there's your determining factor, everybody.
Yeah, I know
Wow.
that this.
If he's fawning over the game, you know he likes it. If
Well, yeah,
he's
but
just
there's
giving
also-
you points,
There's also games that I like, but I don't fawn over them.
right?
So, yeah, I mean, if you're, here's the deal: if you see my paid preview and you're not sure, don't back the game. Really, just wait till it comes out
Yeah.
and then get it. Watch
Wait
the
for it.
review. In the review, we're honest. Well, I mean, we're always honest. That's not bad. All right, what?
One more and then I gotta go.
Okay, and then I go. Yeah.
Seriously.
Duh Bears.
The Bears.
What game do you guys get most into where people get scared of you? We don't actually do that anymore. Okay, that's not a good question. Okay, my wife says I remind her of Larry King. Thank you. The way I'm dressed. That's
True.
he's my role model. They said my joke from last night is better than your joke.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Are we all going to do a top 100? Okay, there's a good one. We're planning to do the top 100 for Sam and Z next year. Next year, in 2014. They're going to be joining me for my top 100 this year and talking about whether my game choices were wise or unwise.
One thing we will do, I'm sure, is top 10 of the year. We'll do that like
Oh,
we did.
definitely,
Yeah.
We
definitely.
did that last year, and we'll tackle that again this year because that's fun. That's a good time.
Yep.
So we'll do that.
Okay, I'm out.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Gonna go cheer on my Bears that are
You
already
grab me
winning.
one of these on your way out?
And bring it back?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Thanks, man.
Just go get one.
No, I'm not
I'll
going to
get
leave
it.
you
I'll
alone.
bring it back.
Well, slide over a bit, because now I feel kind of weird. We're like snuggled together on one side of the table.
Alright.
Now the party begins!
Okay, now the real questions. Bring it.
All
I
right.
wish my feed on here stopped working for some reason.
Which of us three is the best gamer? Truth.
Sam,
Yeah, I'm coming
probably.
back for that one. I am.
Yeah, Sam's the best.
There you go. I'm out, folks. See you later.
See ya. You didn't ask.
Alright.
I think, yeah, you're probably, I don't know, probably Sam, then you. I'm probably the
No,
worst.
no. It all depends what we're doing. I would say of the three of us, I know that I pick up a game the fastest. Because I play more than you guys do. So
Right.
you'll teach the girls and I'll be like, oh! But I'm really bad at some styles of games, and every time Z lies to me, I keep believing him. It's starting to get really irritating. You lie like all get out.
Hey, I can post again, by the way. I do. Whenever it's a bluffing game or a lying game, I tend to win those. Just, I don't know, I'm a better liar.
Okay. Whoa. If you guys have asked a question and it's been like 10 minutes, you can repost it because I'm missing so many of these. There's a lot of questions. We have 358 people currently
let me
watching,
see.
which is pretty cool. That's right. You can grab questions too. Let's see here.
Somebody asked which one of your ties is our favorite. I know you have one which has the Carcassonne tiles. That's probably my favorite that you own.
That's the one I get the most compliments on. I wear it at a game convention, and even the role-playing people are like, "That's such a cool tie."
Yeah, I like that.
And then they almost start saying, "Where can I get one?" Then they start thinking, "I'm never going to wear a tie in my life," and then they don't. They only wear ties to funerals, and wearing a Carcassonne tie to a funeral is kind of a bad thing. Why do I limit the quantity of my gaming collection? A couple reasons. One, space, obviously. But another is just common sense. I can't play games. I think it's foolish to hang on to games. If there's no chance that I'm ever going to play a game, why should I hang on to it? It's just going to gather dust. I'm just keeping it for a collector. And I'm not a collector. I'm a gamer. What is your collection size? I think your collection's bigger than mine now.
I think I have about 390 right now.
So it is bigger than mine. But he definitely has more garbagey games than I do.
Yeah, probably. I've finally cycled out pretty much every, quote unquote bad game. If
How
I
do you
keep
cycle
it,
them out?
I trade them away, or I give them away, or sell them at the con. We did that a few, but typically, I've pretty much at this point stopped doing online trades, the geek trades, because the cost of shipping was prohibitive. That became prohibitive. So what I do, honestly, lately, what I do is I'll just give it to someone if they like it. I'll pass it along. But if I keep a game at this point, it better be something I enjoy. I'm keeping it for a reason, or someone else enjoys. Which you do that. You do that with the kids' games. You have games that you keep because the kids want.
Oh,
to
well,
keep.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I
No,
do
that's
that.
what I'm saying. So it gets played. I even have some games that I think are okay, but I know a lot of people are going to play them. Party games.
Yes.
There's just specific games. So actually, we got a lot of questions. Okay, some people are asking questions about this, and you would have. Do you think this table, and you guys are looking here at a Emissary Geek Chic table. It has this drop-down cloth here that can be flipped over. It's blue cloth on one side, red on the other side. It comes with these boards that we'll do a routine here that can be placed on the table, and then it looks like a regular kitchen table. And this one has some drawers in it that come out on the side. You can't really see on that side. And see, pull that drawer out
I
over
don't
there.
think I'll be able to see it, honestly.
Well, we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You
It
can
has,
see
you
it.
see how it
There's
has poker
there's
chips in
poker
that one.
chips in here.
And then there's rails on the side of this where you can put trays and different things. So, for my purposes, for the reviewing games and such, this table is fantastic. For component drops, if nothing else, I now drop them and they all go here. It's also fun. This sounds dumb, but everyone who's been playing in here has started realizing they can just throw dice and they're not going to go off the table.
Right.
And so they're playing on this felt. Some people are commenting on how Sam likes to rub the felt.
Yeah.
But we all do it. Just feels good to play on.
Yeah, I like
And
it.
the
It's a great
drawers in
surface.
it, and it's really a high quality table, really high quality. The thing is it worth the price? That depends. Can you afford it? If you can't, then no. I know that's a dumb thing, but you shouldn't go into debt to get this. You shouldn't be trying to buy one of these. If there's anything else you need, this is a luxury item. It's a fantastic one, but you don't need it.
Right.
Like, are you feeling the urge to get one?
No.
Now you would get one if you could afford it, right?
If I would have to have a lot of just superfluous money. I mean, really, it's very pricey, and this is my own opinion. At the end of the day, it's a table. I can get a cheaper table than this that is also nice, but like you said, if this attracts you and you have the money to burn, you're not going to be disappointed by having a gorgeous table. It is really nice.
Right. But I mean, and again, one of the reasons I have it is for the purposes of the reviews because it looks really good and helps a lot there. All right.
Somebody's asking if we like tablet ports of board games, and do we have any recommendations? Which ones do you like?
I play Ascension, and I play a couple tablet-specific style games.
Mm-hmm.
That don't have a board game with them. Summoner Wars occasionally.
Oh, they have one? They
Yeah,
have one, okay.
and I played Le Havre a few times. But for the most part, I don't like playing board games. If I'm going to play a game on the iPad, I end up playing Temple Run till I die, or whatever version of Temple Run. Or I play Final Fantasy Tactics, the greatest computer game of all time, on the iPad now.
Wow. Okay.
Have you played it?
Back when I had it on the PS1.
It's great,
Yeah,
sir.
it's alright. It's alright.
Oh, it's not alright. It's better than that.
I have very few also. I also prefer to play face-to-face. The one I can recommend is Hiroshima Hex on the tablet is amazing. And they have it for Android too. But that one's great. They have all the armies. You can buy extra armies if you want to, but you can just get the game, and it has the 4 that came in the game originally. And that takes care of all the combat for you, which if you're not careful, you can mess up when you're doing that bit. That one's great. Hiroshima Hex, love it.
Are there social events that you refuse to bring games to?
Sure, most social events I won't bring games to.
I'm actually right there. Look, people expect me to bring games sometimes, but there's just a lot of things. I don't take a board game to a wedding. I don't take it to a funeral.
Oh, wow.
I don't take them to like banquets, or I don't take them to. Here's what I do. Even when it's a party, let's say I'm going invited to a party, I will have some board games in my car. And if somebody says, "I wish there was something to do," or "Tom, did you bring a board game?" I'll say, "Why, yes, I did," and I get them. But if I'm not asked, I don't push it.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
the kind of guy who's like, "Hey, look, what's," because that may not be what the people there want to do.
Yeah, I'm typically that way too. I might have some little game in the car, some dice game or whatnot, but I won't push it if people don't. If that's not the vibe, then that's not the vibe.
Why do people keep shouting Wheaton on our channel?
I don't know. I'm not seeing that. Where is that?
Okay. Well, anyhow, let's see.
What?
Z, have you ever played any tabletop RPGs? I think since you're an actor, you'd like that sort of thing.
I've only played one. I've played Pathfinder. And it's okay, but I have a hard time getting into the whole. I feel like an idiot, I always feel like an idiot doing the whole. Yes, fair wench. When's did the man come by here? And I always feel stupid. I mean,
But why? You do that in every board game we play.
that's true, but that's all there is. I almost feel like I'm surrounded by all these guys who are doing it too, and I have a really hard time getting into that. And it's not acting. That is not acting.
What if they're all dressed up?
That probably would be worse. So it's okay. I enjoyed it, but I really did not do that thing that you would expect I would do. I did not do that. I just, went along with the story and I'd ask questions, but in my own voice. I was not, And yeah, I'd get into it. If something cool happened, I'd be like, ah, ha, ha, with my huge axe and whatnot, but that was about it. The whole acting it up thing, I feel goofy doing it.
What's the top 10 game, or what's the top game on your radar that you're looking forward to? That's coming out soon.
Man, what's coming out?
I'm
I know. Go.
I said the new one from Days of Wonder, the
Relic Runners?
Relic Runners. That's coming this week. So I'm very pumped about that. Oh, and the new Ticket to Ride map looks awesomely fun.
That looks cool. That does look cool. I'm looking forward to, there's this little game that Bruno Catala is putting out for Essen, and it's called SOS Titanic. That's cool.
Yeah, but you've already played it.
Yeah, I know. I played that once at Gen Con, and I'm looking forward to that coming out. It's cool. I like it a lot. Really simple, super light game, but I can get that game played with the crowd I play, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right, just as a heads up for everybody, we're going to end this at 10:30, which is 13 minutes away, because we don't want to drag these out, and we can always come back and do more question and answer times.
Cool.
Because apparently we have 391 different comments here, and I think we've answered maybe 20 of them. So, Dungeon Dice or Dungeon Roll? Let's go to Dominion. Top 10 cards. What's some of your favorite cards from Dominion? You're going to say you haven't played it long enough to remember.
Yeah, probably. I like the ones that flip the top card of everybody's deck and does something with it. So, is that the Thief?
The Thief does that.
Yeah, I like those cards a lot. I like cards that have interaction. I like the ones from Seaside a lot. I like the map, was it? That you had to get both cards in your hand at the same time, and then you got a bunch of gold. I think that's the treasure map.
Yeah, that
I like that one. All those cards from Seaside that you do something now and you do something later, I really like that.
I liked all the new treasures. I liked almost every orange card from Seaside that you were just saying. I like the Black Market. Is by far my favorite card in the game. Because I like having a Black Market. I like getting a card in my deck that nobody else has. All right.
I don't see this guy's question. There's a guy who says we're ignoring his question. I don't know where it is, man. Post it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not deliberately trying to ignore it. Well, we are probably deliberately ignoring some.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep up. I mean,
what mainstream game do you play the most? The Monopoly, Scrabble, that sort of thing. What mainstream game do you play the most?
I don't really play very many of those games.
For me,
these
it's Hearts.
days.
Hearts is the one I play the most.
I guess poker. And if not poker, then Clue would be the board. If we're talking board game, Clue probably, which is.
All right. What's your favorite Arkham Horror expansion? You know, I can't even tell you what the difference of them are. They all, I mean, I know they're different, but I mixed them all together, and I can't really remember. Oh, this one does this. They just feel not that they're samey, but they just have the same thing overall. How soon after Relic Runners comes out will you review it? I hope to get the review up this week. I will fast track that one. Relic Runners look bad. It doesn't look bad to me. It might be, but it doesn't look bad.
I love this. Z, best games that fit in under your arbitrary game time cutoff. It's not arbitrary.
Well, what is it? Give us a number.
I don't know. It depends on the game. Some games feel too long. Even when they're 90 minutes, you're going, man, this game should have been over 20 minutes ago. It's per game, you know, but there is a point where any game, I don't care how good that game is now running too long. How much is that? I don't really know. 3 hours, maybe? It's 3 hours-ish, you know. And somebody asked if Mage Wars was too long. No, that's not too long.
All right, well, here's that question the guy had. He wants to know, should he buy Castaways or Exodus Proxima? Okay.
Those are very different.
I'm going to go on a mini rant here in answer to your question. No, listen. I really wish you guys wouldn't send me sometimes a question where you say, should I buy this game or that game? Because I can't really tell you. You can look at my top 100 and see which one I like a little bit better, although it's really hard to see where they would fit. So, for example, I like Exodus Proxima Centauri better than Castaways, but I don't even see how you compare them. Castaways is a cooperative game about being deserted on a desert island. Exodus Proxima Centauri is a space game where you're building an empire. So I like this one better, but it depends on your play group. It depends who plays with you. These questions are questions that sometimes it's not a bad idea to do your own research a little bit or to ask a question and have lots of answers, but I'm not the game whisperer. I don't know. I'm trying to say so it doesn't come off jerky because it's going to come off jerky no matter what I say. I'm not trying to say it, but I get a lot of people, they'll email me and they'll send me, I've gotten emails from people, they'll say, here's 10 games I'm thinking about buying. Can you give me a short description of each one and tell me which one you think I should get? If I did that for everyone to email me, I would not have any time left, and I feel really bad about that. But at the same time, that's why we do all these reviews. So if you say, for example, you want to know Exodus Proxima Centauri or Castaways, which one? I've done a review on both of them. So go watch both those reviews, and that will answer your question. And that was probably a much longer and different answer than you were expecting. Why do we always dump on Steve Jackson games? Do we?
I don't think we do.
I like Costello.
I just said I played his trophy book. No, that's cool. I mean,
and
these games are very light. They tend to be very light.
Revolution's good. Even Sam's not here. Sam would be like jumping all over that. Yeah, I like it too. So there's a lot of good games. To be specific, we dump on Munchkin a lot.
Right.
But that's a big difference between dumping on Steve Jackson. I think the company's fine. How do you imagine your life without board games?
That's
Existential.
Wow, yeah. I don't know.
You would slowly see Z fading out of this picture. The games in spirit, Z would be gone.
I mean, I would gravitate towards something else that would be social and fun.
I would
like
do
that.
something.
Assuming games don't exist, okay? Because if they did at all,
are we saying any games?
I would find games. If they existed, I would find them. You know what I mean? But assuming board games and card games did not exist, I would gravitate towards something else that would be.
Well, I can tell you,
fun and
I would
engaging
either be
and
doing
social.
some kind of weird social thing online where I'd be finding people and writing blogs and doing something like that.
Right.
Or I would be playing video games all the time.
Yeah. I guess that's probably me too. Video games does tend to be the closest thing I feel, but again, you're not getting that interaction, and I don't really play online, so. What else we got here? Tom Vasel, Game Whisperer.
What?
Somebody just said Tom Vasel, Game Whisperer.
Oh. Well, yeah, okay. I said I'm not the Game Whisperer. That people did get that part, right? Leave the can alone. There, it's gone.
Has there ever been a time that I wouldn't play a game after I saw the game or after the rules? Probably. I don't remember anything specific, but
I've seen his face though. I'll be saying, okay, this is how we're gonna play the game, and he's like, I don't know, and I start reading the rules, and you can see him just going. His face just shuts down. It's like, what is this?
I think I have at some point listened to a game being explained and decided, you know what, I think I'm going to see my way out of this one since we haven't started yet, because it's going to be a little out of my comfort zone. It's either too long or I feel it's going to be too heavy, so I'll go play something else if something else is starting up. But other than that, can't think of it.
Alright, someone wants to know the worst board game you've ever played. I'm going to nix that question because we're going to be doing a top 10 worst board games of all time eventually.
Okay.
You got to save the hate for that.
And
video.
somebody asked me for my top 3 games. Well, first of all, they're on my geek page.
Yeah, we're saving that for your top 100 though.
Well, they're there, but anyway, number 1. I'll tell you number 1.
Duh.
Pandemic.
I'm so surprised. Wait, let me guess the other 2.
Go.
Let's see. You like
I've actually told you another.
Factory Fun.
Yeah, but that's not even in my top 10, I think.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Your top 3. Pandemic is so easy. That was the first one that came to mind. Ticket to Ride wouldn't be in your top 3.
No.
You don't talk about that one enough. Hiroshima Hex.
That's number 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah! Because I know you really like that one.
Yes.
Are the other 2 cooperatives?
There's one more cooperative game in there.
What would be the other one? Can't be Robinson Crusoe. You haven't played that enough. yet.
No. You should know this.
Yeah, I should. It's a game. You're watching it live. Snap. I don't know. Cooperative.
Ghost Stories.
Oh, that's right. It's my favorite cooperative game.
That's my
Back up.
second favorite.
That's like in your top 3 games of all time.
Yeah. So my top here, I'll tell you.
Oh,
fine.
is it Cosmic Encounter the third one?
Yes, second actually.
Yeah.
Fine. So it's Pandemic, Cosmic, Ghost Stories, Hiroshima Hex. The rest are on my thing. Just look at them there.
All right. Well, now no one's gonna want to watch our.
It's just my top 10. That's not,
All right. Is board gaming a better hobby for kids than video games? By a million miles, yes. Now, I'm not saying video games are bad, mind you. I think there's a lot of positive things that video games do. They teach you a lot of, working with other people and things like that. But, board games teach you social interaction. They teach you how to communicate with other people, to negotiate, to think.
Take turns.
You're not tutored your way through the whole game.
Yes, yes. Oh, it's night and day. I think it's night and day.
Oh, recommendations for reading. You mentioned that you like to read. Now that Sam's gone, we can actually talk about our reading hobby. What are some books that you really like, that you've read maybe in the past decade, that you really like? You said you like novels, right?
Yeah. I usually read sci-fi, some horror books. I'm actually finally wrapping up the. I almost said the Dice Tower, the Dark Tower. I think it's called the Dark Tower, right? Stephen King's Dark Tower.
I've never read that. Is it good?
And it's great. I really like the first 3 books of that series. There's 7. I'm on the 7th finally, and then it got too weird, man. It got really weird. Then he started at the point that Stephen King wrote himself into the books, he lost me.
I heard that happened.
Yeah.
That just seems really weird.
That's just weird, okay? At the point that you get so existential that you're in your own book and you have your characters meeting you, no. So I'm a little iffy. I just want to wrap it up. But anyway, recommendations. I like a lot of Michael Crichton. I like Sphere is one of my favorite books. The movie was awful, but that book is awesome. Sphere. I really like Rendezvous with Rama, which is an Arthur C. Clarke, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay, my problem with Rendezvous with Rama is it was this really awesome, cool book, and then it kind of just fizzled out.
No, I thought it was great. But yeah, it does set up that expectation for
I was
a
like,
sequel.
what's going to happen?
And the sequels were not that good.
Yeah, they weren't that good.
But so there you go, sci-fi. I don't really like Heinlein though. I thought his style was too weird for me.
I like his pre-1960s stuff. Starship Troopers.
Yeah, but then later,
Well, yeah, his later stuff
the
is
later
weird.
stuff is
But his
weird,
early
yeah.
stuff I really like, especially the juvenile stuff he wrote, really good.
Mhm.
All right, well, folks, speaking of wrapping up, we're going to wrap it up here. Okay, I know we could keep going on and on and on, and obviously there's still 354 people watching us, and we appreciate that, but we do got to shut this down. And like I said, we're going to try to make this a regular feature. I'm not saying weekly, but maybe even bi-weekly, where we go on, and we got to figure out a way to have people not ask the same.
Yeah, we got to figure out a
Question.
system for questions while still being live, though. I don't really want to. I don't think it's a good idea to have them send in questions. 'Cause
No, I don't like the question because I
weird.
like the fact that if we ask something, you can ask a follow-up question to it. So we'll figure it out. We'll see. We'll figure out that question thing that we were using at the beginning was really cool. It just crashed. So anyway, there's that. So we appreciate everybody watching. We tomorrow news. We did some Miami Dice. We did together this week.
Yep.
You'll see those posted this week. Lots of reviews coming out. We're ending our big contest, and we're going to start the top 100 very soon. Not this week, but soon.
Cool. Yeah, this was fun. I had a good time.
So until next time, I'm Tom Vasel,
I'm C. Garcia. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
and Sam would have been here. Sam says bye. And now I'm going to stand up. We're still live. Got to run over here and click on the stop streaming.